Welcome in to Goodman, Mississippi. Tigers, Bulldogs getting ready for the main event of the evening. Tevin Jones, Rufus Wilkins, Michael West III, LaTerrence Henderson, and Daquan Forrest out there for the Tigers to start things off against Marcus Washington, Daryl Macon, Torlorf Thomas, Cedric Harper, and Dietrich Taylor for the home squad. Your player to watch for the Holmes Community College Bulldogs is Daryl Macon. Macon torched the Tigers for 27 points back on December the 8th in Clarksdale, and he is the second or third leading scorer in the nation. That one was conceded by Jones on the tip, but Jones, his opponent there for Holmes, just hit it right to the Tigers. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Wilkins trying to drive, gives it to Forrest in the corner. Now it's Wilkins. Wilkins far wing trying to drive. That one swatted away. Early block here by Cedric Harper, and now a whistle on the floor. That one was knocked out of bounds. We will try to adjust this camera here for the fans of Holmes have sort of stood up in front of it. We'll go ahead and try to move that for you here momentarily. Forrest up top, controlling here for the Tigers. Gives it over to West. West, the man from Fort Washington, Maryland, to Forrest. Long triple attempt. Oh, off the iron as the shot clock went off. West, though, grabbed it. Goes up for a lay-in. Spun and fell to the ground. He missed it. Rebound there by Torlorf Thomas. Thomas pushing it down. Gives it up here to Marcus Washington. Washington to the reverse. Pretty play there, and now it is an early lead for the Holmes Community College Bulldogs, 2-0. They have the advantage now, a turnover in the backcourt for the Tigers. Torlorf Thomas puts in that one. Thomas, Washington on the board, 4-0. Holmes leads it. We'll go ahead and go to a short break, folks, and come right back here on KahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger athletics. Rufus Wilkins controls here for the Tigers. Wilkins goes up for the shot and misses it. Having a little trouble with the camera here, folks. We'll go ahead and try to adjust that. And we are back here at KahomaSports.com. Pardon that, folks. Having some trouble with the camera, but we're going to try to keep it in. Monix calling ahead to Henderson. Henderson comes back a little bit. 17:55 to go here in the first half. Monix trying to go right down the center of the court. He subbed in for Michael West, and he gets it down to Tevin Jones, who finishes it off for the first points for the Tigers. Jones, the future Texas Southern football star, I'm sure. Defensive back on the Tiger team. Now it's Wilkins getting back on defense and making the steal there. Henderson goes ahead to Monix. Monix behind the back. Didn't start, but could play most of this first half. He is fouled there on the drive by number 3, Marcus Washington, who had that pretty reverse layup to start the game. Again, we apologize for the camera trouble there, but we should be good the rest of the game. Monix to the line. Cam, the Lee Academy graduate, Clarksdale native, has been solid for the Tigers. In the first meeting of these two teams, Monix played 39 minutes and went off for 7 points and 7 assists, which is just about in line with his season average. Monix averages about 6.5 points, 6.5 assists per contest, and he's very, very good. In the Tigers' last game, that was against Itawamba. Tigers fell in that one, 82-70, but Monix was really the star of the game for CCC. He finished with 16 points. 0 of 1 from the line, make that 1 of 2. As he drains that one, Monix makes it a 6-3 game. Holmes started fast, Tigers trying to corral them. Daryl Macon, the third leading scorer in all of junior college basketball, just gave it back there to Richardson. Now it's near side with Washington. Washington gets it back, feeds it inside. Nice pump fake there by R.J. Scott. Goes back out to Macon. Macon, 3-ball, no good. Tevin Jones got a hand on it, and they're going to call a foul on the rebound against Holmes. This one is against number 22, Gerald Glass. Glass picking up the second team foul for Holmes, and that is his first personal. 17 minutes remain here in the first half. Monix walking it up. In the backcourt there, you see Marcus Washington. Monix crossing over, goes to Wilkins cross court. Wilkins ahead to Forrest. Forrest lost it. Diving on the ground there and securing it very, very firmly was R.J. Scott. Now a foul committed against Jarvis Williams. This one's going to go against Daquan Forrest. First team foul for the Tigers. First one for Daquan Forrest personally. Forrest is our CCC Athlete of the Week for the week of February the 1st. Forrest has had such a phenomenal season for the Tigers. Was one of the freshmen who was on the bench at the beginning of the season, but has really worked his way into the starting lineup. Now he runs down this rebound. Forrest, real threat from deep. How about a triple? No good. Jones got in for the rebound, couldn't quite grab it. Instead, it's Holmes. Jarvis Williams pushing it out. Williams, the 5'8 guard from Jackson. Now down low, number 24, R.J. Scott up, and he was fouled. Think this one might go against Rufus Wilkins. No, it is going to go against Daquan Forrest, and that is Forrest's second and the team's second. Willie Bronson looking to check back into the game here for the Tigers very shortly. Bronson, the Belzoni native, leading the team in scoring. DeKeydrian Hall shedding his warm-ups as well, as R.J. Scott, the 6'6 forward, freshman out of Batesville, South Panola High grad, misses the first free throw. Scott on the year, shooting it at a 65% clip from the line, averages about 4 points in roughly 14 minutes a game. Spins that one out to Keydrian Hall in the game, grabs it. Bronson out there as well. Now it's Wilkins near side. Wilkins going to work, crossing over into the lane. Pretty finish, left hand. Rufus Wilkins, yes sir, drain it. The freshman from Friars Point cutting his way across the lane and finishing it off. Now on the other end, an and one finish for Marcus Washington. Washington on the run there, took it off the glass. Bronson committed the foul. That's his first, team's third. Second pretty finish for Marcus Washington, who had that reverse to begin the game. Now the 6'1 guard from Clinton will hit the line on the year. Washington shooting at 63% from the stripe. Averages just over 10 a game and is usually in contest for about 25 minutes. So a pretty key piece of this Holmes outfit. He makes it 9-5, the old Dolly Parton score, as Monix bounces it ahead to Henderson. Henderson makes himself some room. He hails from Friars Point just like Wilkins. Attended Kahoma Agricultural High School, drove there, was looking for a foul, tried to get a shot up, it went out of bounds, no whistle, except to indicate that the ball had gone out. Holmes takes it, and it'll be Jarvis Williams taking it up. Williams across the equator, guarded by Monix. West started. Monix came in after West turned it over there in the game's opening seconds. Williams curling to the left. Alley-oop. 2-point basket for Cedric Harper. Monix bringing it up. Goes cross-court here to Bronson. Bronson to Monix again. Now it's Wilkins. Wilkins thinking triple. How about it? Rufus Wilkins now with the last 5 for the Tigers. The freshman, number 33, starting to heat up. Williams trying to drive. Goes back to a wide-open Macon. Macon in and out. And the ball goes off of Wilkins' foot on the rebound. And it will remain on this end. Macon trying to get going again. He is the third leading scorer in all of junior college basketball, not just the MAC JC, but the entire NJCAA has drawn strong interest from a number of schools. He's from Little Rock originally, attended Parkview High School. Out of high school, was really talking about attending Arkansas and playing for the Razorbacks, but has drawn some significant interest from Ole Miss. Cedric Harper to the line here. DeKeydrian Hall got him there going up for the shot. So Harper, the freshman forward from Tallahassee, graduate of Leon High, misses his first. Tevin Jones in the game. DeKeydrian Hall, who just committed the foul. That was his first, team's fourth. Now out. Looks like Holmes is going to send in a shooter sub here. So Mr. Harper not long for the game. Looks like LaCurtis Allen is ready to sub in for him. For the moment, though, Harper ready to go at the line. He fires it up. Off the front iron. Tip-in attempt, though, no good. Bronson nearly came down with the rebound. Tevin Jones secures it. Jones with his best game of the season against Itawamba. He finished with 12 points. Gets it down on the low post. Dumps it back to Bronson. Bronson, big jump stop. That one was off the side of the backboard. Now it's Jarvis Williams to Marcus Washington. Washington trying for another highlight finish. Missed it. Rebound by Gerald Glass, and he missed it as well. But he was fouled, and now Glass heads to the line.
Wilkins is first.
That foul went against Rufus Wilkins, who now has a personal foul to go along with his 5 points. A pair of field goals, 1 2-point, 1 3-point in the game. Gerald Glass, the 6'6 forward from Port Gibson, Mississippi, graduate of Warren Central, fires the first of two and gets it to go. 12-8, Zedric Bass is going to check back in the game here for the Tigers. Number 23, LaCurtis Allen, as promised, now in the game. Wilkins is going to grab a seat on the bench. But how about this guy, folks? He has been absolutely terrific since joining the team. Pleasure to have him on the squad. Gerald Glass fires again, and he misses that one. Zedric Bass comes down with the bound. It's Monix bringing it up. He, Bronson, Jones, West, and Bass out there for the Tigers. Zedric Bass in his first minute of the game, trying to get space, bounces it to Bronson. Bronson holding, being guarded here by Marcus Washington. Jones sets him a pick. Bronson goes back to Monix. Now West. West thinking drive, finds his way to the paint. Floater no good. Bronson came in for the rebound, and he eventually secures it. Back up and one! Oh, Willie Bronson. Talk about a great effort around the rim. Willie Bronson showing why he's the leading scorer on this Tigers squad. Willie Bronson, this guy has been terrific here for the Tigers this year. The Belzoni native, another interesting story on the CCC squad, was highly recruited out of high school, went to Humphreys County and had a great junior campaign there, and then broke his ankle during his senior year. Offers from Pearl River and interest from Delta State kind of dried up. Sat out a couple years, rehabbed the ankle, and has come back, I think, stronger than ever. I mean, he has looked great, averaging nearly 14 a game for the Tigers, and he should just continue to get better as he continues to play more and more organized basketball. Monix jumped the passing lane, almost got the steal. Washington now back up top to Williams. Williams to D'Angelo Richardson, too short. West on the bound. West is going to lead the charge. Tigers have numbers. Now West will slow it up. Back to Bass. Open three. Zedric Bass, no good. Marcus Washington on the rebound. Washington near side, working right against Monix. Goes over to LaCurtis Allen. Allen high off the glass and gets it to drain on down. 14-11, 13-16 to go here in the first half. Monix controls near side, will just walk it up. He's guarded by D'Angelo Richardson, who's a step into the backcourt. Bounce pass to Bass. Now Bass hands it back to Monix. Monix over to Bronson. Bronson trying to drive, gets it down low to Tevin Jones. Tigers working the ball around extremely well. Bronson opening up the defense with the drive and then finding his friend Tevin Jones for the easy layup. Jarvis Williams for Holmes, guarded here by Michael West. Gives it up to Richardson. They swing it around the perimeter. Now down low on the baseline with R.J. Scott. Back to Williams. Williams trying to turn on Monix. Richardson driving. Back to Williams. 13 on the shot. 3 attempt. No good. West has it, and the Tigers will push. It's West and Monix. To Monix. Monix decided for a charge. Stepping in there was Monix's point guard counterpart, Jarvis Williams, the 5'8 sophomore guard from Callaway High in Jackson, Mississippi. He stepped in there for the charge. Monix pushed off against him, and that will be Cameron Monix's first foul. Tigers' sixth. Kind of a sloppy first half in terms of fouls right now for CCC. They're on the verge of putting Holmes in the bonus. Edward Davis, who just checked in the game for Holmes, carrying it, gives it to Macon. Macon back to him. Now it's Jamal Jackson. Jackson on the emblem gives it up to Davis, a 5'9 guard from Vicksburg. On the baseline, reverse opportunity there, no good. But Dietrich Taylor right there for the tip-in. Dietrich Taylor with his first points of the game. Lead for Holmes back up to 3. Let's see how the Tigers respond. Jones tries to set the pick for Bronson. Inside to Jones. Jones barreling his way toward the bucket. High off the glass, no good. West for the tip-in, nothing doing. Dietrich Taylor on the bound. Taylor, a 6'5 forward/center, freshman out of Jackson, also a graduate of Callaway High. DeKeydrian Hall getting ready to go back in the game here for Holmes. Macon controls. Over to Jamal Jackson. Jackson standing on the emblem. Gives it up to Edward Davis. Now it's LaCurtis Allen. Macon once again. Macon. Over to Davis in the corner. Davis. His pass off the hands of Jamal Jackson. Out of bounds. CCC ball. Kadarius Cannon, DeKeydrian Hall in the game for the Tigers. We'll see who comes out. Looks like Zedric Bass is headed back to the bench. And looks like Tevin Jones back to the bench area as well. Tigers in black jerseys, black shorts tonight. Holmes in light gray jerseys, light gray shorts. Monix bringing it cross court. The sophomore has drawn interest from a number of schools. Gives it up to Bronson. How about a triple for Willie? Nothing doing. Ball bounces into the hands of Holmes, but there is a whistle on the floor and a foul on that rebound attempt. This one goes against Dietrich Taylor, pushing there around the rim. And that is the first foul for Taylor, fourth foul for Holmes. West off the inbound triple, nothing doing. Hall fighting for the rebound, tipped around. Holmes preserves it, and Hall knocked it out as they tried to throw it back in bounds. 10:54 to go here in the first half. Good game. Second game of our doubleheader tonight here in Goodman. Tigers looking for their first true win of the season. They are 1-16, but that win did come via forfeit in the first game of the season. East Central used an ineligible player. Davis, 3, nothing doing. Hall tips the rebound, but Holmes comes up with it. Bronson fighting for it. Whistle, jump ball, and this one is going to stay on this end. Holmes trying to improve to 14-5 on the season. They are 6-1 in the MAC JC. They're coming off a win against Northwest, and they are winners of 5 of their last 6. Very tough team to beat at home. Holmes is 8-1, so I guess you could say Holmes is where the heart is for this team. They are very, very tough to beat on their home floor, and right now they do have a slight advantage over our Tigers. Davis bounce pass to Macon. Macon, the Parkview graduate, has just lit up junior college ball. Davis off the drive, open space, gets it to Thomas. 3 no good. Rebound tipped around. Now this is good news for the Tigers. Holmes doesn't seem to be shooting the ball nearly as well as they did when they came to Clarksdale. Shot at 61% from the field, 64% from beyond the arc. Monix to Cannon. 3, Kadarius Cannon, Mr. CCC, knocking down the long ball. 16-16 as we get under the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Macon, who has been quiet, dribbling a little into the corner, gives it back up there to Jamal Jackson. Monix went for the steal against Davis. Davis now bounce pass back to Macon. Macon trying to get going too strong. Bronson and Monix run down the rebound. Monix comes up with it, and he'll take it the other way. Tigers looking for the lead. Bronson trying to drive, lost it. It goes on the backboard, nearly went in. Hall grabs it, goes up, and 1.
3 points for Hall.
DeKeydrian Hall, excellent hustle play after kind of a bizarre moment for Willie Bronson. He was trying to dribble, kind of had it poked away. He lost it. It went up and nearly went through the rim. It hit off the backboard, and Hall with a heads-up effort grabbed it, put it in, and now he finds himself on the stripe for an old-fashioned three-point play. First lead of the night for the Tigers. They're up 18-16. Remember, Tigers have been excellent in the first half for the most part here in 2014, 2015, at least the second half of the season. You think back to some of these games, you think back to that Northeast game when we were able to build a 22-point lead in the first half, or against Northwest, went into the locker rooms trailing by just one, had the lead against East Mississippi. So the Tigers know how to get it done in the first period. Let's see if they're able to hang on as we get closer to halftime and into the second period. This team more than capable of doing so. That is the challenge in front of them, though, is holding on to the lead. Kadarius Cannon picks up a foul here, first on him. Hit Marcus Washington in the act of shooting. Washington, the sophomore from Clinton, now to the stripe. Washington right now with 7 points, 3 rebounds for the Holmes Community College Bulldogs. 9:22 left to go here in the first half. He knocks that one down. Washington on the season, shooting at 63% from the line. Can't quite roll that home, and Deketrian Hall, who's turning in a pretty nice game for the Tigers, grabs the easy bound. West far side. Over to Bronson. Bronson controls. Willie sizing things up. Where's number 23? Pump fake. Gives it over to Cannon. Cannon in the corner. Dumps it to West. 3-ball, baby. Michael West III raining it down from long distance. 22-17, biggest lead of the game for the Tigers. They're coming on strong here. Jarvis Williams controls for Holmes. He's up at the center emblem, gives it over to Jamal Jackson. Now it's in the hands of Macon. Macon. No choice but to get rid of it after picking up his dribble. Baseline drive there. Dump off to Kedrion Hall. Rejects Jamal Jackson, and it's the Tigers the other way. Bronson over to West. Beautiful move. Gets space. 2. No good. But what a block by Deketrian Hall. That was a rejection message. Alley-oop attempt there, broken up by Kadarius Cannon. Heads up play. Now it's Monix pushing it. Monix to West. How about another 3? Yes, sir. Michael West III. Dialing long distance. Operators putting him right through. And she's going to put us through to a break. Tigers, biggest lead of the game. They're up by 8 here in Goodman. 8:11 to go here in the first half. Plenty more to come. And welcome back to KahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger Athletics. Michael West III lighting it up from deep as if it were a tree and this were still Christmas. West coming on well. He scored 6 points, started the game, came out in the game's opening seconds after an early turnover, but he has done absolutely brilliantly here in the last few minutes to help give the Tigers an 8-point lead. Whistle here in the act of shooting. It's a foul on Deketrian Hall. West III has been very, very good for the Tigers here in the second semester. You think back to that Northwest game, had 15, put in 10 against Northeast just about 10 days ago, and continuing that sharp shooting from beyond the arc that has helped him buoy his numbers. Daryl Macon on the line gets his first points of the contest. Macon averaging north of 20 a game, getting his first via free throw here with 7:54 to go in the first half, and Macon makes it 2 of 2 from the line. Tigers were trailing just a few minutes ago, down by a couple, but used a 9-0 run there over the last couple of minutes that was just broken up by Macon to take a good solid 6-point lead right now. Took an 8-point lead, and Macon just cut it to 6, but Cannon will inbound here to Bronson. They'll be looking to continue to build. LaCurtis Allen into the game now. R.J. Scott is going to hit the bench here for Holmes. 7.5. Bronson controls, gives it out to Monix. Cam, strong interest from Jackson State, Missouri State. is also thinking about attending Ole Miss, maybe just as a student and not a basketball player next year. Spins out of trouble, gets it down to West, to Henderson, to Bronson, and Bronson cold as ice. 28-19, Willie Bronson lighting it up from three-point land. Jarvis Williams controls, gets it over to Marcus Washington. Now in the corner, it's LaCurtis Allen. Washington back up top to Jarvis Williams. Williams to Torlorf Thomas, guarded by West, trying to curl. Gets it cross-court to Williams. Bronson comes out to guard him. Williams, contested three, just throws it away. Half pass, half shot there from Williams. Ended up in the hands of Kadarius Cannon. West back to Monix, and Monix will take his time a little bit here. Tigers trying to get a double-digit lead. Led by double digits against Northwest and Northeast. Bronson trying to give it to him a little short. Rebound there by Marcus Washington. Washington pushing down the middle, gives it up there, and Holmes finishes it off. Cedric Harper with the lay-in, and Holmes gets back within 7, 28-21 football score. Henderson getting ready to check back in the game here for the Tigers. Cannon over his head to Bronson. Bronson has a little space, but decides to hold. 6:10 to go here in the first half. Bronson running into a host of Holmes defenders, including Daryl Macon. Gives it back to Monix, and Monix was shoved there. This foul is going to go against Marcus Washington. That'll be his second, team's sixth. Bronson will come out of the game here for the Tigers. LaTerrence Henderson into the game. Henderson, a native of Friars Point, says that his favorite basketball team is the Miami Heat. Favorite player, Dwayne Wade. Says that the Heat certainly have a chance this year, and you can't disagree with that with all that playoff experience on the Miami team. Might run into some trouble against Washington, Toronto, Cleveland, Chicago, and especially Atlanta in that Eastern Conference playoff picture. West, in your picture, gives it to Monix. Now it's Kadarius Cannon. Cannon back to Monix. 12 on the shot clock. 5:40 on the game. Monix tries to get in the lane. Finds West in the corner. Back to Henderson. Triple. 7 on the shot. Too short. Jones came in for the rebound, but instead it goes to Davis. Edward Davis playing in his 16th game of the year for Holmes. They work it down court, and Harper finishes it off on the pass there from number 23, LaCurtis Allen. Harper got fouled on the play, and it will be an and one opportunity. Foul win against Kadarius Cannon. Ira Peterson needs a timeout. His team's lead has been cut to 5. First timeout here for the Tigers actually the second team foul for the Tigers. We'll go ahead and take a break, folks, and then be back in just about 30 seconds right here on CahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger athletics. And welcome back to CahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger athletics. To the line, Cedric Harper trying to trim the Tiger lead to 4. Harper right now sitting on 6 points for the game on the season. He's shooting at just 45% from the line, averages about 7.5 per contest, so already well on the way to eclipsing his season numbers. The score 28-23. He keeps it that way. Tevin Jones secures the rebound, gets it back to West. West has 6. Brings it across the equator. The man from Fort Washington crossing over Macon into the paint, floater just off the front rim. Tigers were looking for a foul. Henderson was just looking for the rebound. He ran it down, gave it back to Monix, and now Monix will set things up. Cam, number 5, controlling with just over 5 to go here in the first. Dumps it back to Wilkins. He has 5. Gives it to Henderson. Henderson almost loses it there, but keeps possession, hands it back to Monix. Floater just off the iron. Almost a pretty play. Henderson with the rebound, tips it back to Wilkins over a closing out Holmes defender. It goes out of bounds, and it will be off the Tigers. Monix tried to preserve it. Hit it off of Tevin Jones. Will go the other way. Davis, who averages about 8 minutes a game for this Holmes squad, bringing it across the stripe. Davis playing with that 5'11" length. He is 6'4", 200 pounds. brace on his right knee. Gives it up here to Torlerf Thomas, back to Davis, back to Thomas after the penetration. Thomas to Macon. And now Davis once again far side. Davis dancing against this Coahoma defense. Tries to cross over West into the paint. Tries for the circus finish and flushes it down. Bounced off a few parts of the rim and ultimately fell for Edward Davis. One possession game once again. 4 minutes and change to go here in the first half. Monix is thinking triple. Too short. Macon on the bound. Macon, eyes lit up there for a second, maybe thinking home run pass instead. Kept it, brought it across the equator, got it to Davis. Davis loses it, had it poked away. Harbor picks it up, goes up for the rebound or the finish, and Tevin Jones got him there on the arm, pushing foul against Jones. And Cedric Harper will head to the line. Harper with 6. He'll have a chance to make it 7, maybe 8. Harper misses that one. Played 19 minutes against the Tigers in Clarksdale on December 8th. Finished with 4 total points, 4 personal fouls. Also grabbed 3 boards. Turned it over a couple of times. Dished out an assist. Quieter night. Did get a start there in Clarksdale. And rolls that one home. 28-26. Harper, 1 of 2 in that trip to the line. West brings it down the far side, going to work against Davis. West crosses him over, finds Jones on the baseline. Tevin Jones back to West. Nice pump fake. Couldn't get any space, though, against Davis. Back to Henderson. 3:39 to go in the half, under 20 on the shot clock. Henderson working against Macon. Dared him to take the 3. Henderson missed it. Davis comes up with it. Home run pass here to Macon. He corrals it, pulls it back, gets into the lane, and what a finish from Daryl Macon. Macon with a bit of a quiet night so far. That's just his 4th point, but nothing quiet about that finish. Holy moly, that was swift and agile, getting to the other side of the bucket. West trapped in the backcourt. Peterson was timed, and he does get it. West threw it across the halfway point, just about at the 10-second mark. They gave the timeout to Peterson. Crowd here at Holmes doesn't like it. Some boos raining down on the court. They wanted that 10-second violation. Instead, it's the 3rd timeout of the half taken by the Tigers. We'll go ahead and take a break, folks, and then come right back here on CahomaSports.com, your home for all things CCC Athletics. And welcome back to CahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger Athletics. Great game going on right now here in Goodman, 28-28. Tigers, Bulldogs going at it. Ladarius Jones, newly checked into the game, gives it back to West, who goes over to Wilkins. Wilkins, who has 5 so far, swings it across to Jones. Great drive, high off the glass, flush it down, baby. Ladarius Jones gets the lead back to CCC. Tigers led it by as many as 9. Macon left open, trying to drive. Tigers got a hand on that one. Jones and Wilkins both got a piece of the ball, but one of them got a piece of the arm. Macon's headed to the line, and Wilkins is cited for the foul. I believe that's the 2nd on Wilkins and the 10th on the Tigers. Holmes into the double bonus. Tigers with some foul trouble, but it hasn't really burned them quite as much as you would maybe expect. They let Holmes into the bonus just about 7 or 8 minutes into this half. Most of the free throw attempts so far taken by Holmes, though, have come on shots. So the 1-and-1 opportunities, not exactly a factor. Daryl Macon puts in both of those. He's 4 of 4 from the line, as you might expect. He's an 87% free throw shooter. Now the Tigers turn it over. Bass's pass was intercepted. Macon controls far side, loses that one. Holmes retains possession. They'll start things over with Davis up top. Edward Davis, the 5'9 guard out of Vicksburg, going to work against West. 30-30 ball game. Crosses him over. Dishes downstairs to Harper. He lost it. Bass came up with it. Jones stripped there by number 10, Jamal Jackson. Davis goes back to him. Now Tevin Jones comes up with a steal. They push it ahead to Henderson. Henderson trying for the circus finish, and he's fouled. Terry Henderson going hard to the bucket there, and a well-earned trip to the free throw line for the Kahoma Agricultural High grad. Willie Bronson preparing to go back into the game. 2:06 to go here in the first half. LaCurtis Allen, 6'4" forward out of Duck Hill, graduate of Grenada High, committed that foul. His second, team seventh. Henderson makes him pay by knocking down the first. Terry, our CCC athlete of the week last week, wears number 21. Played for Michael Stringer at Aggie. He knocks down both free throws there. One of the sharpest shooters on this Tiger team. He's going to head out of the game in favor of Willie Bronson. Bronson back in. Right now, West has 6. Wilkins has 5. Bronson, believe, has 3. Davis, Macon, Bronson guarding him. Macon just holding, gets a pick, goes the other way. Step back 3, and boy, he splits the net. I suppose that is why he is the third leading scorer in all of National Junior College basketball. He steps back on Bronson, gives the lead back to Holmes. Bass on the drive, he was stuffed. They call a jump ball. Tigers wanted a foul. It was a jump, and it will remain on this end. Tiger basketball on the inbound. It's Bronson, West, Jones. That's Ladarius, not Tevin. Zedric Bass and Tevin Jones out there. So 2 Jones, a Bronson, a Bass, and a West. It's the Bronson with it, trying to turn there. Foul called. I think it's away from the ball, and it will go on Tevin Jones, who blocked a little ways away from Willie Bronson, had possession. That is Tevin Jones' second. And that is the 8th foul of the half for the Tigers. Macon, pull up for a 3 there. Another whistle away from the ball, though. I think it was a moving screen. It's going to go against number 12, Cedric Harper. Harper there called for the block. And with $1:16 to go here in the first period, Tigers take it down 1. West right across the emblem. To Bass, now West up top, crossing over Davis. Davis pokes it away, but a whistle. And Davis did reach in there against West. That'll send Michael West to the line. West seeking another double-digit game. Already has 6 here in the first half. And now with a 1-and-1 opportunity at the line, West, a pretty solid free throw shooter. 69% for the year so far. Knocks down the 1-and-1 opportunity to earn himself a second. West now with 7 in this game. This is his 15th appearance for the Tigers, 5th start of the year. He's played north of 170 minutes now for the Tigers. Shoots at about 33% from the field and puts in about 4 or 5 points a game in about 12 or so minutes. Very good free throw shooter, 69%, and he does give the Tigers a 34-32 lead. Pardon if our scoreboard was saying 33-33 there for a second. It is 34-32 according to the official board here at Holmes. 34-32 is our score. Foul here on Zedric Bass. Bass puts Macon on the line, and the 87% free throw shooter will once again go at it from the stripe. He's 4 of 4 so far here this evening, make it 5 of 5. Macon, we all will be curious to see where he ends up, has really drawn a lot of interest from Ole Miss. They've had coaches at many of the Holmes contests here in 2014-2015. Had a coach up in Clarksdale when they visited us at CCC. But Macon, before he graduated high school, really talked about the University of Arkansas being the place that he wanted to end up. Davis kicks it out there against the scorer's table. Bronson will inbound. 47 seconds to go here in the first half. Tie ball game, 34-34. Monix on the emblem. 40, now under. 17 on the shot clock. Monix setting things up. Bass and Jones setting a couple of high screens, but Holmes resorting to this zone doesn't bite. West back to Monix, kicks it over to Bass. Now Bass near wing gives it back to Monix. 3 on the shot clock, 2-1. Jones runs out of time after the entry pass there by Bronson. That'll give the ball back to Holmes with 18.8 seconds to go here in the first half. And they'll have a chance to head into the locker rooms with the lead unless the Tigers can stop them or force a turnover. Davis off the roll, picks it up. Macon's open, gives it back to Davis. Now works his way downstairs. Bronson goes for the steal. Davis around the back, gives it to Macon on the curl, into the lane. Finger roll, puts it in. 36-34, Daryl Macon. Now Willie Bronson other way. 3, 2, step back 3. How about it, baby? Oh, doctor! Willie Bronson lighting it up with a phenomenal step back jumper to make our halftime score 37-36. Willie Bronson, after it looked like Holmes was headed into the locker room with the lead, says, no, 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 we'll take that instead. Tigers lead by 1, headed into the break. Bronson, how about this kid? What a shot. We'll have stats for you here, folks, at the break, and then we will return with the play-by-play at the start of the second period in just about 10 or so minutes here in Goodman, Mississippi. Plenty more to come here on KahomaSports.com. Great night for basketball. We will be back here on your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger Athletics. Squad, what an evening of basketball. Macon, hopefully he's not heating up. Looks like he might be with that one right there. Macon, kind of a slow start to this game, but knocked down six free throws, a 3, and now another 3 here to start the second half. Those 6 free throws and that 3 came at the start of the first. Wilkins nearly loses it. It's him, Tevin Jones, LaTerrence Henderson, Daquan Forrest, and Michael West out there to start things off for the Tigers. Henderson to the bucket off the front of the iron. Rebound there by Cedric Harper. Harper pushes it out with Marcus Washington, pushes it ahead. Ball was tipped. Tevin Jones comes up with it. Now it's Henderson. Henderson down to the near block. He's stripped by Torlorf Thomas. Thomas leading the charge. Kicks it to Macon. Macon pulls up 3 ball too long. Rebound here by Dietrich Taylor. Taylor gets it off to Washington. Washington can't finish. Taylor trying to tip it out. It hit off Wilkins' hand, and West ended up with it. Now he controls. West with 6 there in the first half. Gives it to Wilkins, who's looking for 6, 7, and 8 with that triple. Missed it. May have been partially blocked, and now it's Macon. Gives it up to Thomas. Willie Bronson, who hit that huge 3 at the beginning of at the end of the first half, getting ready to check back in the game. Monix also in there. Macon controls, working against West and Forrest. Bounce pass to Thomas, gets space, down low to Washington, and Washington with a 2-point basket. 41-37. Holmes now with a 4-point advantage. 5-0 run to start the second half here for the Bulldogs. Forrest trying to drive, trying to get space. Thinks step back, now gives it back to West. West, 20 on the shot clock, 18 on the game. Gives it to Wilkins. Wilkins putting the head down, going to the bucket, puts it in. Does it count? No. It'll be a charge against Rufus Wilkins.
Fouls on Wilkins, his third.
Wilkins with his 3rd foul there. This of the offensive persuasion. That's the team's first here in the second half. Wilkins heads off, as does Daquan Forrest. Monix and Bronson back in the game here for the Tigers. If you missed it, first half stats, Tigers shot at 38% from the field, 88% from the charity stripe, 33% from beyond the arc. Both teams with 19 rebounds. Tigers win the battle of the offensive glass 5-4, also win the turnover battle. They had 6, and Holmes had 7. They throw it away right there. That pass by Cedric Harper to no one except the front row of the stands went out of bounds. Bronson now on the inbound. Washington has 10 for Holmes. Macon has 16. Again, he averages well north of 20 on the year. West back to Monix. Monix floater, how about it? He brings the Tigers back within 2. Cameron Monix continuing his hot play. Torlorf Thomas bringing it back out. Right now for the Tigers, Monix, West, Bronson, Jones, and Henderson. Thomas looked like he might have traveled there. Gives it up. They work it in the corner to Macon. Macon 3-ball. No good. That's the second three he's missed. Rebound, though, by Washington. Back up. Fouled by Henderson. Tripped to the line for Mr. Washington.
Fouls on Henderson, his first.
Washington, with those 10 points, also has 5 rebounds. Tigers right now, they've got Bronson with 9. And West the third has 8. West the third also has 4 bounds, 3 assists. So pretty good game for the man from Fort Washington. Bronson turning in another game. He's looking for what I believe would be his 13th double-digit scoring game of the season. We'll have to go ahead and double check on that, but Bronson has just been terrific scoring the basketball so far this year. Washington goes 1 of 2 there. 2 team fouls and 1.5 for the Tigers. They did put the Bulldogs in the bonus pretty early in that second half, and now maybe starting to struggle with the penalties again here in the early going. In this, the final period of regulation, Tigers, no OT games so far this year. This one's shaping up to be a pretty good candidate to be their first. Monix looking to drive, runs into a couple of Holmes defenders. And it is going to be a blocking foul. They'll rule that it was on the floor, and they will call it
Foul is on Thomas.
against on Torlorf Thomas. Thomas, the 6'4" guard out of Meridian, picking up that foul. Again, it's Macon and Washington in double figures right now for the Holmes squad. They've scored 25 of the team's 39. Bronson trying to spin to space. He's rejected. Looked like he might have been tripped there. West picks it up, and he's run into. Hard foul there by Macon. Daryl Macon. That's his first, team second here in the second period. Monix on the inbound. Looking for someone. Gets it to West, a little bit over his head. West corrals it, gets it to Henderson. Bounce pass down low to Bronson. Bronson back out to Henderson. Now it's West, 3-ball, no good. Rebound there, skying in to get it was Marcus Washington. Washington pushing ahead to Macon. Macon, good fake to the baseline, around Jones. He spins it home. Daryl Macon now with 18, a chance to make it 19. Young man from Parkview High starting to put on a show in front of the home fans here in Goodman. Macon averaging 23.8 points per contest for the season. He shoots at 48.7% from the field. He's in there about 32 minutes a game for the Holmes Bulldogs. This is his 19th game of the year. Hits about 7 of every 8 free throws that he takes. Where's number 4? And he has that one go in and out. First miss from the stripe for Daryl Macon. Right now it is 44-39. Monix crossing over, dumps it back to West. West back to Bronson. Bronson trying to drive to the low post, puts it up off the back iron. Rebound by Cedric Harper. Now it's Marcus Washington. Washington finds Macon in the corner. That seems to be where he likes to set up. He tries to take it back out, and he's fouled, I think, by Bronson. Bronson blocking there on the far sideline as Macon tried to take it back out. Ira Peterson wants a timeout here, and it's going to be granted. First timeout of the half here for the Tigers. We'll go ahead and head to a break with 15:55 to go here in the second half of our second game of our doubleheader here tonight in Goodman. Tigers trail by 5. Plenty more to come here on KahomaSports.com. Your home for Tiger, Lady Tiger Athletics. Marcus and finds Macon. And we are back here on CahomaSports.com, broadcasting live from Holmes Community College in Goodman, Mississippi. My name is Joey Zanaboni. A singular pleasure to bring this to you right here on our home for CCC Athletics, CahomaSports.com. Please do check the website for more than just our live broadcasts of all our sporting events. We have player profiles, game stories, plenty of statistics, highlights, just the whole 9 yards here on CahomaSports.com. Please do keep up with it. Game stories, box scores from these games tonight at Holmes will be available tomorrow afternoon. Dietrich Taylor commits a foul away from the ball for Holmes. That is his second, team's third here in the second half. He'll give the ball back to the Tigers. Good break here for CCC. They've got Bronson, Monix, West, Hall, and Henderson out there. Good shooting group. Monix, nice move. Another floater. That one was blocked. Was not on the way down. Maybe arguably a goaltending opportunity, but I don't think so. Jarvis Williams controls, working against Bronson, trying to cut into the paint, floats one up off the front iron. Beautiful putback by Marcus Washington. One-hand slam, and he just got all of that thing. Tomahawked it right off the rim and threw it down. Monix dribbles it up, gives it over to Bronson. Tigers need to respond to that one to quiet down this Holmes crowd. Bronson goes inside to Hall. That pass is stolen. Bronson goes for the steal. Ends up with Jarvis Williams, and Williams will push. Bounce passes to Macon in the corner. Macon splitting the defense. Goes up off the glass. Missed it. Rebound by Dietrich Taylor. Back up. And Dietrich Taylor is going to have a chance for one more. Dietrich Taylor makes it a 9-point lead for Holmes. Taylor to the stripe. Bulldogs again on the season are 13-5, 6-1 in MAC JC play. They're an 8-1 ball club at home. So tough to beat on this home floor. You can see the fans right there in front of our camera popping up with each big play. Pretty vibrant and energetic, dynamic crowd here in Goodman. You can tell that they do give this Bulldogs squad maybe something of an advantage. Tigers need to settle them down. Cannon is back in the game, as is Ladarius Jones. Hall, Cannon, Jones, Michael West, and Cameron Monix, who gives it up to Cannon. Now it's West. West with 8, over to Cannon on the emblem. Kadarius has a 3, gives it up to Ladarius. Over to Monix, now Jones again, back to Cannon. Cannon named Mr. CCC at homecoming. 8 seconds on the shot clock. West trying to drive, gives it back to Monix. 4 on the shot clock. Cannon with 3, fires. Little short. Rebound there by Washington, who had that big slam just about a minute ago. Washington to Macon in the corner. Macon just setting up in the corner there. Nice pass to Jarvis Williams. Missed it. Rebound there by Taylor. Taylor's stuff going back up by Jones. Jump ball called, and that'll go to the Tigers. Tigers get it back. Tenacious defense around the rim there by Ladarius Jones. Earns it back for the visiting squad. Monix brings it up. Monix, nice dribbling around the back. Feeds Hall downstairs, and Hall is rejected. Washington runs it down, gets it to Mr. Williams. Taquan Forrest preparing to check back in the game here for the Tigers. Forrest, our CCC Athlete of the Week for this week. Plenty more to come about him as the week goes on. He's had a phenomenal season here for CCC. Freshman from Kosciuszko. Best is yet to come from this guy. Inside there, number 22, Gerald Glass, using the glass. 51-39, biggest lead of the game for Holmes. Holmes is the leader in the MAC JC North. They are tied atop the standings with East Mississippi. Monix on the runner there. Hall with the putback. Tips it on home, 51-41. Holmes is 6-1. East Mississippi is 6-1. Mississippi Delta is 4-2. Northeast is 4-3. Northwest 2-5. Itawamba 2-5. CCC 0-7. Down in the South Division, Jones is leading at 7-1. They're trying to make another push for a national championship. Pearl River is in second at 6-2, and Mississippi Gulf Coast is 5-3. East Central, Southwest, Hines, Colin, and Meridian rounded out. Daryl Macon to the stripe here after the foul on DeKetrian Hall. Hall with his third, team sixth. Macon Misses his second consecutive free throw. Kind of uncharacteristic here for Daryl Macon. So good at the start of the game. Started 6 of 6 from the stripe. Now 6 of 8. Hey, still 75%, I suppose, for the young fella out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Macon right now with 18 points, 1 rebound. Washington has 13 and 9 rebounds. Daryl Macon makes it an 11-point advantage here for the Bulldogs. Monix over to Kadarius Cannon. Cannon bounce pass to Monix. Now it's Jones. Jones trying to drive to the low post. Strong going up. Missed it. Macon grabs it. Tigers wanted a foul. Didn't have it. Remember, the Tigers were up 1 at halftime, but Holmes has been the better team here in the second half. They've outscored CCC by 12. Jarvis Williams penetrating, taking it back out, under 12 and a half to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Williams being guarded by Forrest, who has checked back in. Bounce pass here to Glass. Glass to Macon. Macon gets space, fires the 3 too short. Rebound by Cannon, gets it out to Monix. Tigers need to step on the gas pedal right now. They've scored only 4 points here in the second half. Monix will change that. Going strong to the hole and one, Cameron Monix. Going down there to the near block. Monix so far in the game with 5 points now, 2 rebounds. He's also dished out 3 assists. Talk a lot about Cameron Monix, and he's been just a great 2-year player here for CCC. We often see his grandmother at the games, Arzella Monix. Big hello to her if she's out there watching and listening in internet land tonight. Monix off the front rim. Missed it, Glass on the board. Williams brings it up across the envelope. Under 12 now. Holmes in control of the ball and the scoreboard. Williams against Forrest, 20 on the shot clock. Richardson now with it, comes off a screen into the lane, tries for a pretty finish, too strong. Tigers can't quite corral the rebound, scrum for it, whistle, jump ball, it'll remain on this end. Tigers could not come up with that one cleanly, and it will remain with Holmes. Henderson preparing to go back in the game here for CCC. Terry is going to lift Forrest from the game. So it's Hall, Cannon, Henderson, Ladarius Jones, and Monix out there for CCC. Williams inbounds. Curling there was Washington. In and out, rebound, fought for and won by DeKeydrian Hall. Pushes it out with Monix. Monix with that high step. Nice no-look pass there to Cannon. Cannon gets space. Baseline 2, too strong. Rebound came down with by Marcus Washington. Washington, good all-around player, right there on the cusp of the double-double. That rebound actually gets him to the double-double. Averages about 25 minutes a game for this Holmes squad, over 10 a contest. Usually he's only about a 4-rebound-a-game kind of guy, but tonight getting it done on the glass. Williams, after almost losing his dribble, nice dump pass there, but Cedric Harper can't finish, gets his own board, kicks it out to Richardson. And a whistle. They're going to call a 3-second violation on Holmes. Jason Flanagan, head coach of this Bulldog squad, doesn't like that call, but it goes against his team, and it gives the Tigers the ball back with 10:51 to go here in regulation. Tigers led by 1 at the break. Haven't really been able to muster much here in the second half, just 6 points so far for CCC in the second period. Jones, Monix, back to Cannon. How about a 3? Yes, sir. Kadarius Cannon makes it a 52-46 game, and now Tigers back within 2 possessions. Cannon joined the team here at the start of the second semester, and Mr. CCC has really come up with some very, very big shots for the Tigers. Williams in the lane, rejected by Hall. Give Hall a pair of blocks now. He pushes it with Jones, bounce pass to Monix. How about a finish? Great transition bucket for the Tigers. Hall got the block. Jones with the heads up, bounce pass to Monix, and Monix, no trouble finishing that off. We're under 10 to go, folks. Tigers down just 4. Williams over to Richardson. Now it's Washington. Far side controlling is Taylor. Swinging around the perimeter, back to Harper. Harper to Taylor up top. Now it's Williams far side. He tries to go inside there, and Hall looked like he got a piece of that one as well. Another block for Hall on Taylor. Give him 3 in the game. Monix gives it to Cannon. How about another one? Oh, just barely misses. Marcus Washington on the bound. Tigers still down 4. That one would have brought him back within 1. Williams will try a 3 to get the lead back up to 7. In and out. Taylor nearly grabbed the rebound. It was poked away. Now it's loose. Ladarius Jones has it. Jones pulling it back. No, he's going to go inside to Cannon. Cannon. Henderson on the far side signaling for the ball. Monix will bring it out instead and start things over, slow things down. 20 on the shot clock, under 9 in the game. They get it to Cannon. Cannon, 3 ball, too short. Rebound here, Holmes. Hall fighting for it. Williams ends up with it. Charging, gets it ahead to Washington. That ball too far out in front. It'll be Tiger possession. Timeout here for Jason Flanagan and the Holmes Bulldogs. We're going to go to a break, folks. 8:48 to go here in the in the second half of our second game of our doubleheader here tonight in Goodman. 52-48, Holmes leads, but the Tigers on the bus to Comeback City. Plenty more to come right here on KahomaSports.com. Leading scores. Willie Bronson leading the way right now. He has 9 for the Tigers. Macon is leading the way for Holmes. He has 19, but we haven't seen Macon in a few minutes. We'll see if Jason Flanagan and his assistant Jason Harrison decide to go back to Macon coming out of this timeout. This is the first timeout for Holmes here in the second half. Not really any need to call any timeouts at the beginning of this period. They really stormed out of the gates here in Goodman in the second period and took a more sizable advantage. We're actually up by, I think, a dozen. But the Tigers have really put the pedal to the metal and come back. They're down by just 4. They've had a couple of looks to bring them back within 1. And we'll see if they're able to capitalize on that. Macon is now back in the game for Holmes. Edward Davis has checked in as well. Monix, who's been the key part, arguably, of this comeback, controlling far side after the pass from Henderson, trying to create space. Things pull up, now drives it back to Bronson. Bronson, the leading scorer, both on the season and in the game, gives it back to Monix. 10 on the shot. Henderson trying to drive baseline. Floater rejected. Henderson runs for it, grabs his own rebound, puts it back up, in and out. Hall tips it back to Cannon. Cannon streaking in. He put it up. That was Ladarius Jones, not Kadarius Cannon. But Ladarius Jones will go to the line for a pair. Nearly had an and one. Ladarius Jones now on the stripe. Jones, great on the first, 52-49. Checking back in the game here is Marcus Washington for Holmes. How about a thriller, folks? So much excitement in the Super Bowl last night. How about a game of basketball to get your blood pumping as well? This one's going to be tight going down to the wire. Jones misses it. R.J. Scott on the bound. Davis to Macon. Macon guarded here by Monix. Tigers in sort of in an extended 2-3 zone. Davis controls, gives it over to Washington. Washington's second leading scorer tonight for Holmes, back to Davis. Davis against Henderson, 13 on the shot. Whistle away from the ball. It's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity coming up here for Holmes. This one's going to go against Monix. They're going to call him for a push, and that is the 7th team foul for the Tigers. Ira Peterson doesn't understand the call. Honestly, I didn't see it away from the ball. They're signaling that Monix maybe pushed off, but Peterson seems a little bit confused, as are we, as to why Monix picked up that foul. But with under 8 to go, on the line is Taylor, and Taylor does knock down the first. West is going to check back in the game. Henderson is out. Dietrich Taylor, a 6'5 forward/center out of Jackson and Callaway, makes it a 4-point Holmes lead once again. Taylor misses that. Jones comes down with the board, and now it's Monix, far side, going down the sideline, high-stepping across the equator, gets it to West. West pump fake, makes space, to the hole. Give Michael West 10 points on the night. West with another double-digit performance. Now it's Macon trying to respond against Bronson. Bronson holds him up near side. Gets it to R.J. Scott, who dumps it back to Davis. Davis Controls here, lets things get set up. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Gets a high pick from Taylor. Makes space. Thinks long two. Gets precariously close to the Tiger basket. Throws it away. Now Jones on the outlet from Monix. Puts it home. Tie ball game. 53-53. Just over 7 to go. Making controls. Man from Parkview High. We've been talking about him all night. Averages 24 a game for this Holmes outfit. Will play at a major school, most likely in the SEC next year. Foul there. Going to be a block on Ladarius Jones on the baseline. Remember, Holmes is in the bonus. 8th team foul for the Tigers. Bulldogs have committed just 5 so far here in the second half. Jones with his first, and to the line is number 3, Marcus Washington. Washington sitting on 13 points, 11 rebounds. Not a bad evening at all for the young man from Clinton. Puts that one home, 54-53. Torlorf Thomas back in the game, the 6'4 guard, a sophomore out of Meridian. Checking in. Second one on the way from Washington. Shoots it at a 63% clip on the season. Gets that one as well, 55-53. Holmes retakes the advantage after the Tigers tied it up. 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go here in regulation. Tigers' only win of the season came via forfeit versus East Central. That was back on November 3rd. Last win for CCC basketball was on November 11th when the women beat Arkansas Baptist. West misses that 3, foul on the rebound, and they're going to call it against Holmes, and it is against Torlorf Thomas, his second, team's 6th. Last foul before the 1-and-1 for the Tigers. West gets it in to Bronson. Bronson in the corner working against Macon, gives it back to Monix. 30 seconds on the shot for the Tigers. Monix into the lane, trying for the circus finish. He's fouled, and he's going to head to the line. Cameron Monix to the stripe here. Foul goes against Cedric Hartmer. That's his second, and that does put the Tigers in the bonus. 7 fouls now for Holmes. Hartmer, the 6'6 forward out of Tallahassee, Florida, graduate of Leon High School. Bronson and Hall lining the lane for CCC. Jones looks like he's going to take Hall's place as Monix knocks down the first and prepares for the second. It's Monix, Ladarius Jones, Bronson, West, and Hall. For the Tigers, Monix misses it. Bronson controls the rebound. Monix saves it as it almost goes out of bounds. Bronson thinks 3, now starts things over. Wise move by Bronson. Tigers down 1. Fresh shot clock, just over 6 to go. Monix looking to drive here on Thomas, tries to go back to Bronson and throws it away onto the Tiger bench. It'll be a Holmes inbound here. A 1-point lead. They'll bring it up. Macon is in the game right now for Holmes, posting up down there in the corner. Bronson is going to cover him like white on rice. Bronson with that secret service guard against Mr. Macon. Now Hall picks him up far side. Hall really shutting him down over there as well. Washington controls. Monix working on him. And there's a foul. They're going to call this on Ladarius Jones away from the ball. He was fighting for position with Dietrich Taylor, and I guess he maybe bumped him a little bit. That's the second here for Ladarius Jones, and the second arguably dubious away from the ball foul called on the Tigers. But you got to give credit to CCC here, folks. Just hanging around after going down big here at the beginning of the second half, staying right in this game and right on the cusp of tying it up. Dietrich Taylor, 1-and-1, and he spins it home. 56-54. We'll check on Taylor's line here momentarily. He does hail from Jackson, not too far from here. Taylor with 9 points, 6 boards, pair of personal fouls to his credit. Now put him in double digits in the scoring department. He makes it 57-54. 10 games for Taylor, or 10 points for Taylor in the game. Bronson back to Monix. Tigers 1-16 on the year. Looking for the first road victory for all of CCC basketball here in 2014-2015. West is going to go to the line here after being fouled by Macon on that running shot. Macon shoved him, and now West hits the line. Michael West III, 69% free throw shooter. Ready to go here for a pair. West now up to 11 points. He also has 5 rebounds, 3 assists. What a phenomenal game for the young man from Maryland. This is his 4th double-digit scoring game in the last 5 contests. West has really responded to the starting role that Ira Peterson has given him. He makes it a 57-56 game, knocking down both free throws right there. Holmes gets it into Macon. Go back to Harper. Tigers trying to trap, and it's a shove-off. A shove by Marcus Washington on Cameron Monix. Really threw the arm guard out there. And that one is going to cost Holmes, folks.
Fouls on Washington is third.
Bronson is going to inbound here for the Tigers on the sideline. How about this? Tigers with some great defense. Get the ball back with 5:27 to go. Bronson rolls it in to Monix. Chance to take the lead here for the Tigers. Remember, they were up by 1 at the end of the first half. Phenomenal step back 3 by Bronson to give them the lead heading into the locker rooms. Went down by a dozen here in the second, but just pushing to get that lead back. West on the crossover. Floater in the lane. No good. Rebound by Cedric Harper. What a phenomenal effort by West. Nearly gave the Tigers the lead in spectacular fashion. Jarvis Williams being trapped by West. Bronson comes up with a steal. Great defense. Bronson going down the lane, and he lays it in. Bronson gets the lead back to the Tigers. How about it? Tigers coming on strong. 58-57, under 5 to go. Jarvis Williams controls. Timeout here to Holmes. Head coach Jason Flanagan needs a break. We'll go ahead and take a break ourselves, folks. Tigers lead it here in Goodman. Plenty more to come on KahomaSports.com. Bronson with 11.
They both have pools of 30. That's all I need to know.
So we have 3 or they have 3? They have 3. 2. And welcome back to KahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger and Lady Tiger athletics. Folks, what a game going on right now in Goodman. 4:46 to go. Tigers on top, 58-57. Holmes coming out of this timeout. They'll get an inbound here on the sideline. 3 timeouts remaining for Holmes, 2 for the Tigers. Inbound here from Cedric Harper. He's going to try to get it in. He gets it into Macon. Macon on the curl. Tries to get in the lane. Hall went for the block and got a piece of it, but I think he got a piece of Macon's arm as well. No, they're going to call this on Ladarius Jones. Jones picks up his 3rd foul of the half and the game, and that is the 10th foul for the Tigers. So the rest of the way, it's going to be double bonus here for Holmes Community College. Macon to the line. Started out 6 of 6, but a bit cold here in the second half. It's just 1 of 3. Now he's 2 of 4 as he knocks that thing down. 58-58 tie ball game. Tigers in another very close contest. Had that great battle with Northwest just about 2 weeks ago, and then that great battle with Northeast just about 10 days ago. Those games decided by 4 and 7 respectively. Tigers right in this one. Back down by 1. Monix controls, brings it up the near side. Cameron Monix, the Lee Academy grad. Looking for space. He's picked up by Marcus Washington. Monix waiting for something to happen. Gets a pick from Hall. Drives to the bucket. Monix, circus shot. Did he roll it in? No. Gets his own rebound and flushes it down, though. Cameron Monix, terrific work. And Bronson applauds as he goes up to guard the inbounder. Tigers turning up the gas here in the backcourt. They're putting the pressure on. Marcus Washington gets it back to Jarvis Williams. Williams trapped, gets it ahead to Washington. Washington open, going against West. He lays it in, goes around West and finishes it off. Now it's Bronson going hard to the bucket, and he's fouled. Blocking call here. Bronson's going to go to the line. We're going to take another 15-second break and then be right back here on KahomaSports.com, your home for Tiger Athletics. And Bronson knocks down the first, folks. That's 12 points now for Willie Bronson. Bronson, the man from Belzoni, goes again, and he's perfect on both shots, 62-61. It's Cedric Carver going to Jarvis Williams. Williams right down central. 3:52 on the game clock. Get it to Macon near wing. Macon, guarded by Monix, goes back to Williams. Williams picked up outside by West. Now it's Macon far side, guarded by DeKeydrian Hall. And there's a whistle away from the ball. I think Ladarius Jones might be cited for another foul here away from the ball. They're going to cite Ladarius Jones for his fourth foul of the game. And that's the third one that's come away from the ball. Ira Peterson very confused as to what Ladarius Jones is doing wrong that this refereeing crew doesn't like. I am as well. I think they're saying that he's pushing off a little bit, trying to get position, but not sure about that. Dietrich Taylor, 62-62. How about it, folks? Taylor in double digits for Holmes. Macon's in double digits. He has 21. Washington with 17. Bronson, West leading the way right now for the Tigers. Monix has 10 as well. Bulldogs get a 1-point lead once again. 3.5 to go. Monix to Bronson. Bronson trying to drive. Bounce pass to West. Triple. Yes, sir! Michael West III, dialing long distance once again. 3 threes in the game now for West. 65-63. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Macon working against West. One of the best players in junior college basketball versus one of the hottest hands on the Tiger team. Macon drives and somehow finishes it off. Tie ball game once again, 65-65. Each team has multiple timeouts. 2 for CCC, 3 for Holmes. Jones back to Monix as we get under 3 minutes. Monix to Jones, corner 3, no good. West tries to go for the rebound, fighting with Macon. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and it will go Holmes' way. Lady Tiger basketball team sitting right behind me, moaning in disbelief right there. They thought that that was off of Macon. So did I. Official call, though, gives it back to Holmes. Jarvis Williams right on the emblem, trying to set things up. 2.5 to go in regulation. Could we have an overtime game tonight in Goodman? Free basketball, why not? Williams gives it to Taylor. Taylor on the reverse. He's fouled, and he's headed to the line. Foul goes against DeKeydrian Hall. Pushing violation on him. With 2:23 to go, Taylor headed to the line. That's the 4th on Hall. So he's in a touch of trouble here. He's done a pretty good job, both the offensive and defensive ends tonight. Tevin Jones, who started the game, getting ready to go back in here for the Tigers. Taylor knocks that one down. Hall lifted from the game. Jones back in. 66-65 Bulldogs. The lefty Taylor sinks the second, 67-65. Bronson is going to roll it into Monix. Monix wisely let it roll forward a little bit before picking it up. That started the clock. We're at 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in regulation. Monix setting things up. He's out there with Jones, Bronson, Ladarius Jones, and Michael West. West in control. Back to Monix. Cam. Bounce pass to West. West trying to drive baseline. Now an impossible floater. No good. Rebound, though, Tevin Jones. He's rejected down low by Harper, and now it's Jarvis Williams pushing it out on the outlet. Williams pulls it back, lets his teammates push up with him. Buck 45 is all that remains. Washington, far side, guarded by Bronson. 20 on the shot clock. Backing out is Washington. Ladarius Jones tried to jump the passing lane. Holmes couldn't capitalize. It's Williams working against West. Tries a step back, fall away through 2. No good. Jones almost comes over the rebound. Instead, it's Taylor. Whistle, and it's a timeout here called by Jason Flanagan. Holmes takes a timeout. We'll go ahead and go to a break ourselves, folks, and come right back here on ColumnSports.com, your home for Tiger Athletics. Those are your leading scores for your CCC Tigers, locked up right now with the Holmes Community College Bulldogs in what is maybe the game of the season for CCC. They trail by 2, $1:24 to go. We'll bring it to you commercial free for the rest of regulation. Tigers without an OT contest so far this year. Controlling for the Bulldogs, it's Washington. Gives it over to Dietrich Taylor. Now it's back up top with Jarvis Williams. Williams going to work here against Monix. 1:07 now, 15 on the shot clock. Williams tries to turn a corner, stays outside the perimeter, gives it back up to Taylor. Now it's Washington downstairs. Attempted give and go, was poked away, and it squirts out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock. It will be a Holmes inbound. Macon is in here for Holmes. We'll see if they try to go to him. No, it looks like he's actually going to be the inbounder. Macon guarded on the line here by Monix. Calls break, looking for someone. That pass is picked off by Bronson. Bronson down the far sideline, 55 seconds. He's stripped. Bronson slipped, maybe looking for a call. No whistle. Macon came up with it. Now he controls. Wow, Bronson, after a great effort on the defensive end, I don't know if he was slipped or tripped, but he lost the ball. Now there's a timeout called by Holmes. They take a break with 39.8 seconds to go. We will go ahead and actually fire off one more 15-second commercial just to make sure that we can go ahead and bring the rest of it commercial free. My name is Joey Zanaboni. Plenty more to come here in Goodman. What a game tonight here in Goodman, Mississippi, folks. Tigers trail by 2 with under a minute to go. Can CCC pull out its first victory of the year? Boy, we sure do hope so. What a great team that we have. Just a phenomenal group of young men. Great coaching staff in Ira Peterson and Cedric Tenner. We've lost some close ones here this year. We've had our share of heartbreak. We've fought to the bitter end in multiple games. It's about time the Tigers get a win. And they trail by 2 with 39.8 seconds to go here in Goodman against a very, very tough Holmes squad. Remember, this Holmes team is 13-5, looking for their 14th win of the year. 35 seconds. Jarvis Williams controls, goes over to Macon. Crucial possession here for Holmes. 13 seconds. Monix against Macon, puts up a 3, no good. Rebound, Michael West III. He gives it back to Monix. Shot clock is off. 24 seconds to go. Tigers with a chance to tie or win it. Under 20. Monix points to the referee, and we will have a timeout. This will be called by Ira Peterson and Cedric Tenner. Macon misses a 3 attempt there. Got a pretty decent look at it, but give all the credit in the world to Cameron Monix for playing some good defense on him and forcing the miss. Macon, again, one of the top players in all of junior college basketball. He averages 24 a game, 23.8 to be exact. That's third in all of the NJCAA. Phenomenal player. He misses there, though. And now the Tigers have a real chance to tie or win this game. Down 2. We'll see what Ira Peterson draws up. Remember, Monix has 10, West has 15. West probably the hotter hand right now, but Monix or West can't go wrong with either of them. Bronson, always a good go-to guy, hit that clutch 3 at the end of the first half. Watch out for Kadarius Cannon or Ladarius Jones. Believe that Jones is going to Monix, 67-65, and there's a timeout. This time it's taken by Holmes. We will go ahead and fire off maybe one. No, we'll go ahead and stay here, folks. We have to fire these ads off every so often, and if they don't get fired off manually, then the commercial comes on and we just pick up play wherever it was that we left off. But we should be fine here with the commercials for the rest of the way. Holmes Community College cheerleaders coming out on the parquet right now. Scorers for HCC, it's been the Marcus Washington and Daryl Macon show. Washington has 17, Macon has 23, so 40 of the team's 67 points scored by those two. Dietrich Taylor actually has 14, so between the three of them, they've accounted for 54 of 67 points. That is just a phenomenal total for this home squad. And again, very tough team, very good at home. The Holmes Community College Bulldogs are 8-1 this year here on their home court. This is sort of business as usual for them, being in a close game. January 20th, they beat Mississippi Delta 75-73, lost to Northeast on January 26th, 55-54, and beat Northwest 77-74 on January 29th. Cannon here on the inbound, 67-65, 16.6 seconds to go, folks. It's Cannon, Monix, West, Ladarius Jones, and Willie Bronson. Here we go, under 15. Monix brings it across the equator. Over to West. West on the curl, picked by Monix into the lane. He's stripped. He's stripped by number 10, Jamal Jackson. Ira Peterson very upset on the Tiger sideline. He wanted a foul. Ladarius Jones was forced to foul Mr. Jamal Jackson there, and now Jackson is going to head to the line for a double bonus opportunity. Wow. West the third attacking the lane there, kind of got tied up. I'm not sure how there wasn't a reach-in call in the paint there. Peterson not happy. And there has been a timeout here taken by the Tigers. Peterson takes his final timeout. Jamal Jackson will be on the line in the double bonus. He's going to have to sink both to put this game out of reach, or so you would think, barring the old-fashioned foul on the made three attempt. But pressure on Jamal Jackson. This game's still not over. 5.4 seconds on the clock. That's 5.4 seconds remaining in this one. So if Jackson misses one of these, Tigers can grab a rebound or take an inbound, try to push it. I think LaTerrence Henderson, who's one of the best three-point shooters on the team, has checked back in the game here for CCC. So maybe get it to Henderson, maybe try to get it to Ladarius Jones or Kadarius Cannon or West or Monix, Bronson, anyone out there on the floor for the Tigers at the end of this game, I think has a real shot at making a running three or a long three to tie this game up for CCC. Or perhaps if Jamal Jackson misses both of these, maybe a three that'll win the game. Jackson to the stripe with two huge free throws. He is a 78% free throw shooter on the year. Where's number 10? And he fires the first. No good. Great news for the Tigers. They're still in business, folks. Tigers are going to burst out of this one. Henderson is going to move toward the front court. Tigers will look for an outlet pass or a home run pass to him. Jamal Jackson, the freshman guard from Chula, graduate of SV Marshall High, with his second. 5.4 seconds on the clock. He nails it. And now Bronson running the baseline a little bit, tries to get it into West. West has it 4 seconds. Goes back to Cannon. Cannon pump fake, fires it up. It's blocked. And that is all. Block by Cedric Harper ends the game on the Kadarius Cannon 3 attempt. 68-65 is your final. Holmes Community College victorious here tonight in Goodman. Michael West III finishes with 15 to lead the way for the Tigers. Bronson had 13. Monix had 10. Macon had 23 to go along with 2 boards. Washington had 17 and 11 rebounds. Tigers fall again here in Goodman. They dropped to 1-17 in the 2014-15 season. It's been fun bringing it to you, folks. My name is Joey Zanaboni saying thank you so much for being with us. CCC basketball back in action on February 9th at East Mississippi. We'll be broadcasting live from Scuba starting about 5 o'clock. Women's him at 5:30, men at 7:30. But until then, please do check in here on KahomaSports.com for all the latest news in Kahoma CC athletics. But until February 9th, Please do. Have a wonderful tonight, a wonderful tomorrow, and a wonderful rest of the week.